What's going on YouTube? It is your girl Lauren Finesse and we are back. And I'm excited to be back. We got some things to do now that we're back. Y'all already seen the title and yeah, we got to talk about it. But before we get into that, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know that you dropped by. Leave me a comment for sure. I like talking with you guys in the comment section. And also go and watch my last video where I just did these bomb ass braids. Like, the balls, baby, they're so big, they're so full, and they're giving me life. I don't know about y'all, but the life they're giving it, all of it. Um, but anyway, that's not why you're here. But we gotta talk about wax, and we have to talk about, we gotta unpack so much. So there was a lot to unpack, and we gotta unpack it. We have to unpack it. Okay? We gotta unpack it. First things first, before we get into the episodes, let me just say this. A lot of y'all get on my nerves. A lot of y'all who watch these shows like me, right? We watch Housewives, right? We watch the Selling Sunsets, the Selling Tampa, the Wags to Riches, the original Wags, right? Which came out, Basketball Wives. A lot of us watch these shows. So there shouldn't be, especially for the black shows. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say it. For the black shows, we get so critical, and that's why they don't make it. That's why they don't get a season 2. Selling Tampa, we were fighting for Selling Tampa, and now Sherelle is back, and y'all are on her back about her in this show. And we're gonna unpack it. We're gonna unpack it because Sherelle, I'm gonna get her together too. I'm gonna get her together too. Just stay with me. But overall, this was a really good show. This was a really good show. I did watch Wags, the original season. So this being Wags to Riches, which is sort of a revamp. Ashley Nicole is the only, and I think Portia, Ashley Nicole and Portia, I think are the two that were on the original Wags. Everyone else is new faces, new energy, and we love that. I don't think Lexi was on the first season. I don't remember her. She is forgettable. Sorry, not sorry. Actually, was she on there? No, I don't think she was on there. She wasn't. Or she might have been. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. We will get there. But the thing is, y'all like to talk about how these shows don't have a storyline. Wags gave us a storyline. Every single girl on the cast had a storyline. Every single one. Y'all want to talk about, we don't see luxury, like especially like the girls that we all wanted to give, like for Housewives of Potomac, y'all were talking junk. Oh, they don't do anything glamorous. We don't see luxury. Guess what Wags gave us? Wags gave us luxury. We want to talk about us being depicted in a negative light. Guess what Wags gave us? Wags gave us black excellence. So the things that we all complain about on these types of shows, oh, such and such don't have a storyline. They gave it. Oh, we're not seeing enough luxury. They gave it. Oh, we're not seeing enough. We're being depicted in a negative way. They gave us excellence. So what else do y'all want from the show? Because the show gave everything it was supposed to give. And I got my life. I got my entire life. So this review is for the girlies like me who are kind of in this era. Quick backstory. My old nickname was Mean Girl Law. That was my nickname. So I used to be a mean girl. So some of the things I'm saying on here, I've seen it. I see it. I'm not that way anymore, but I can see it. I can relate to it. Let's start with Stoney. So Stoney is actually Rick Ross's, I think, first or second baby mama. I know Young T, he has his son with, and I think his son is just now went to college. And I think her daughter is like 22, 23. So Stoney is Rick Ross's baby mama. Now, what I didn't know, that she put Ross business out there, and she said Ross had like 8 kids. And I was like, oh, does he? Does Ross have 8 kids? I did not know that. I know he got one with Tia. He got one with her. And I thought he had like a younger child recently, but 8? Rick Ross has been doing a good job of keeping that under wraps. But see, Stoney, she messy. So Stoney's storyline is that obviously she's Rick Ross's baby mama. He's, of course, grounded in Miami. He's from MIAO. And she has a daughter with him. I think their daughter's 21, 22. And she was the one who, She was the one who I think Rick Ross put like some revenge porn out on her, or 50 Cent put revenge porn out on her to get back at Rick Ross. I actually don't know the full story, but it was a situation of revenge porn. And look, this is for entertainment. I'm not gonna Google, I'm not gonna do no deep dive discovery. I'm just gonna go by what I remember from the show. That's it. So she's messy, right? Because I think Rick Ross is her BM. She's been in the spotlight longer than the women that have been on this show. Because Rick Ross came out in what, like 2005, 2006. So they kind of were calling her old. Um, but she looks good. She looks good. She's a good looking young lady. She's short and she's pretty brown, but she messy. And she messy because she thinks she the HBIC, and it's like, you're not quite there. First of all, Tia is the HBI. Because she was like, oh, I get along with all Rick Ross baby mamas except for his other one. And then I saw that her and Tia, they weren't going back and forth, but I did see that the baby mama she was discussing that didn't really mess with her was Tia. And you know, first of all, young Tia's my girl. We got the same birthday. So I know she crazy. I know her type of crazy. I resonate with it. But yeah, Stony is cool. I like Stony. And I'd like to see Stony back. She has a boutique and she's like most of the girls. Apparently, she had a lot of money. She got a settlement from the revenge porn. She got a settlement. And so she was living well off. And apparently, she blew through the money. That's what I'm getting from this. And some of the girls are looking at her like, oh, they don't respect her because, girl, you had a bag and you dropped the bag. How could you drop the bag? And so they don't respect her from that perspective. And you know what? I ain't gonna yeah. Like Auntie say, I ain't gonna yeah. Girl, if you blew the bag, you had a settlement and you blew the bag, yeah, I probably wouldn't have like respect for you like a OG either. Because, girl, what happened to the bag? So that's her storyline. Now, she has a daughter who's 22, and her daughter is friends with MJ or Miranda. Now, Miranda is Kodak Black's baby mama. We've seen her in the headlines, we've seen her in the news, we've seen her mugshot. She is a wild card, but it's just that she's young. That's really what it is. I really like MJ. Let me take a step back. I like all of the women on here. That's why I'm mad at y'all for like acting like this show ain't giving us everything we asked for, because it's giving everything we asked for. Like, this show has given us everything that we asked for out of all the different shows. So, and it's rare to like all of the cast members. I literally like, now I may not like them all as much as each other, but for the most part, I like all the women on the cast. Like, every woman on this cast had a scene that I was like, oh, I like her. You know what I mean? Like, they are being very authentic. So MJ is another one. I like MJ. She's Kodak Black's baby mama. They have 2 kids now. MJ, it was a little ghetto fabulous for you to come inside the jewelry store putting a Cuban on your toddler. Not even your toddler, your newborn. Like, the baby's like 3 months or something like that. Girl. And then I think the price was in like the 6 figures. Girl. Now, I don't know if that was for show or not. And I'm not counting Kodak pockets because I don't know what Kodak got going on. I like Kodak, but it's not given that Kodak got it like that the way you was in the jewelry store. I could be wrong. I'm just saying, right? MJ also works for Sherelle. Sherelle says she sees a lot of MJ in her, and so she wants to give her a chance, right? So MJ is a real estate agent and a rapper, and her record label or team, or you know who she's repping, is Double R, and it stands for Rap and Real Estate. I'm not mad at it. She has 2 young kids, and I want to see her win. I really like MJ. I want to see her win for sure. I want to see her win. In one of the episodes, her mom came, and you got to see that her mom, you know, she said that her mom was a pimp and like her dad was in the streets. And so, you know, she came up kind of rough, but you know, she's working it now and she looks good. She shows up in every scene, baby. Balenciaga down. Okay. Shout out to MJ. They was like, Balenciaga need to cut the check. And they do. And they do. MJ eats down in every scene. I love it. She reminds me of light skin Keisha. I don't know about for y'all, but MJ reminds me of LSK. Also, MJ is messy, but not messy in a bad way. She's messy in a please don't talk shit about my friends behind their back. You can talk shit to their face. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you got something to say, please say it to their face. Let me call them. Let me get them, because I don't want to be in the middle of no mess. And I'm the same way. Like, girl, if you got something to say, please say it to them. Don't say it to me. Please say it to them. And if they're in the vicinity, hey, we're having a conversation. You know what I mean? So I like MJ. Um, then we have Alexis. Alexis is Amari Stoudemire's ex-wife. They have a blended family. And so her storyline is she's trying to get back out there and date. She wants to date. She wants to put herself back out there. But obviously, she's also an investor, by the way. But obviously, she wants to date a man of a certain caliber. So, because her husband was in the NBA, her ex-husband. All right. So then you have, so Alexis, like I said, she has kids. She's an investor. She's trying to date. I like her. I also like her. She is also supposed to be like an OG, sort of a mama bear of the situation. And I like, listen, I liked her, but at the end when she was trying to tell Jules all this pro-black, okay, we're gonna get there, but let me say this. They were pushing the pro-black, blah, 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 black down our throats. I'm not mad about it because they're showing us black excellence. And everything that the lady said as it related to the Yes Jules situation was valid. It was valid. I'm not even going to take away from it. But at one point, I'm like, why are they going so hard on this? Like, okay, we get it, but that's not what this show is really about, but it is about it. And then they showed up later and talked about how Tyreek Hill had got arrested outside of the Dolphins Stadium. I remember that game. I remember he didn't make it to the game because he was on his way. He literally got arrested, pulled out his car, thrown in the street, in front of the stadium. It was crazy, like a couple of hours before game time, because he was on his way to practice before the game. So that happened around this time. So I understood later why they were being so like blackety black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackety black. I didn't understand how they were tying that together. It seemed out of place, but it made sense in the end. So I get it. So I'm gonna give them all some grace, including Lexi, because I like Lexi, but girl, you started doing so much. So that's Lexi. And then I'll talk about a few topics after I go over the girls and all of their storylines. So speaking of Tyreek Hill, Keita is his wife and child's mother. Now, they have been together for I think 10 years or something like that, 8 years, and they broke up, and then they got back together, and now she's pregnant. Keita, what does Keita do? I actually don't remember what Keita does. I think she's in real estate as well. I know she talked about how she used to have like a clothing store or a clothing line and how difficult it was. I think she used to have some type of clothing line. So, but we like Keita because Keita is very much, she reminds me of someone. I can't put my finger on it, but Keita reminds me of someone. Now, her mom with them blue I really don't want to talk about nobody mama, but like her with the blue contacts on, y'all. Ma'am, shut up. And then look how she looked when she looked. You know what? I just said that I was not talking about anybody's mom. I'm not. But just look, why do this lady got these blue contacts? Ma'am. Ma'am. Y'all. Okay, let's move on because I don't want to. Let's move on. So, Keita has a little bit of baggage in her storyline because Tariq has apparently 9 kids, and her baby is gonna be baby number 10, and she's gonna be like baby number like 4, something like that, 3 or 4, 5, maybe 5. I don't know. She's down the list. But the thing is, they were together, and then they broke up, and then they came back together, and then they got married, then they got pregnant. So it's kind of like that was her man first, and then he was wilding out, and now they have all these kids. But she say She get along for the most part with most of his children's mother. So cool, cool. And like I said, she's pregnant. She knows Sade. So Sade's husband is also who also used to play on the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill. They know each other, right? And now this year, Sade's boyfriend didn't make the squad. So you know how that goes. Like the politics of it all, Tyreek Hill is like top dog on the Miami Dolphins. He's a wide receiver. I'm trying to look for Keita's man's name. I can't think of his name. Keita, Sade. Sade's man. Um, her guy is Chosen. That's her guy. And his name sounds familiar. I feel like he has a baby with somebody else. But maybe I'm thinking about somebody else because I didn't, they would have, I felt like they would have talked about it if he had a baby by someone else. What's that girl's name? Because she also has a baby with, what is her name? I can't think of her name. Anyway, her baby name is Chosen. And I think, okay, anyway, not the same guy, but Chosen is Sade's husband. And like I said, he's not on the squad this year. So there's a little strife because when they were filming Hard Knock, which comes on HBO, for Tyreek Hill, Keita wanted them to film in their box, in their suite, but she was saying that Sade was the one that put the kibosh on it. Now, we'll get to that situation because I do want to go over the conflicts. I do want to go over all the conflicts, but I first want to just kind of get the ladies out of the way. So Sade is, like I said, sort of an adversary to her, but Sade has her own mind. I really like Sade too. She has her own mind. She doesn't mind speaking up, and you are not gonna play in her face, and she's gonna stand firm. And I love that about her. Never change. Um, so Sade's storyline is she's with Chosen. She had, a little bit of a tat-a-tay with Sherelle because she called Sherelle a mean girl, which she is. And she also had like a little scuffle with Keita because of the Hard Knock situation with HBO wanting to film. And they had a whole thing about who paid for the suite and da 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 da. I saw both sides to that. So we'll get there. Who else? So, like I said, so then we have Portia. I love Portia. I just do. So Portia is married to Berto. Is it Andre? It's Berto. He is a boxer. I have seen him fight before. I think it's Andre. Yes, it is Andre. I be knowing these names. So Andre Berto, she's married to him. He's a boxer. They already have 2 kids. She's pregnant with their third. She also works for Sherelle. Apparently, Berto I guess he has some business with Chad, and he tried to plug his wife in with Sherelle. Like, Sherelle is that girl. I would like my wife to be around this type of woman. So they connected through their husbands, or in Sherelle's case, her fiance. They connected through them. And so she also works in real estate, and she works with Sherelle. And, everybody's like, why does everybody on this show work for Sherelle? We'll get there, but it's clear that this is Sherelle's show. So we shouldn't be acting surprised and shocked. This is clearly Sherelle's show, and Sherelle is like, this is my show, and this is how I want to be portrayed. This is how I want the women to be portrayed, and I am the nucleus. Even though, like I said, so maybe it wasn't Portia, but for sure Ashley Nicole was on the original Wags. So it's like, yeah, this is Sherelle's show, but like the original Wags, the only cast member that I remember from that show is Ashley Nicole. So I feel like this would be Ashley's show because she's the one who's from the original, even though this is a spinoff. Anyway, so we like Portia. Portia is literally so pretty to me. Like, top tier when I think of just about a beautiful woman. Portia fits that. And then her little pregnancy belly, and how she acts reminds me of myself. So I really like Portia. Speaking of Ashley Nicole, we know Ashley Nicole. She's married to Philip Wheeler. They got a gang of kids. Let me say this real quick. Philip, I hate what you're doing with the locks, with the yarn. It looked like gyros. They look like everything. I don't know. They look like mini like snow cones with the chocolate wrapper. I hated it. The little boys, their sons, their locks look so cute and maintained, but Phil's like what they were wrapped around. It looked like yarn. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It looks terrible. I'm sorry. His doesn't look good. The boys, they look good, but those little mini beehives like honeycombs, I hated it. Anyway, Ashley Nicole, her storyline, she's an antagonist. Let's just talk about it. She's a bit of an antagonist, but she's an event planner, I guess, right? She likes to do she likes to do things with charities and do that type of work with non-for-profits. Her and Sherelle are both veterans, same as me. I'm an Army veteran, 74 Delta. Shout out to the girls. So I do like them. Again, I resonate with people on the show, so I can see a lot of sides. The show didn't turn me off. The show turned me on. Get into it. But Ashley Nicole, that's what she does. She just like puts on events for different charities, and events at her house. If I was to say that someone didn't have a storyline, it would be Ashley Nicole. Like, girl, you're coming from the original Wags. Why don't you have a storyline? It bothered me that like I didn't like how she came at Sade. I didn't like how she came at Jules. It was just like, girl, why are you being so icky? Because I really like you. Beautiful girl. Ashley's gorgeous. So I just hated how she was acting. It was real nasty. Amari is so tall. 7 footer. All right, who do we have next? Let's get Jules out the way. Let's just get Jules out the way. So Jules, we all know Yes Jules, right? Yes Jules used to work for Ye. I remember her because she used to like be around Joe Budden and that group, like Rory Mal. That's where I remember her from. But she was working for Yeezy. He brought her on. I think, I don't know, she was a creative director or like VP or something. Like she was something like really high up at Yeezy. And then if you all remember, she got fired. One of the people at Yeezy, at Adidas or whatever, they fired her. They did it publicly online. And then she has been known to do a couple questionable things. She post a shirt that said something like, nigga, are you serious? Or something with a nigga, you lost your mind or whatever. And was saying, oh, should I wear this shirt? And people are like, girl, you're not Black. And so her storyline is that one, Yeezy fired her. So now she has this reputation of being a racist, being a culture vulture, being someone who is difficult to get along with. And baby, Jules, you are hard to get along with. Like, there was a point in the show where I just wanted you to acknowledge that you had an excuse for every day of the week. And I hated it. You definitely were not in the wrong in every situation, but the accountability was never there. And someone who has a child, I hate that for you. Where's the accountability? Always ready to be turned up. But also, one of the things that she said is like, later on in the episode, she was like, I'm tired of people talking down to me. I'm tired of people thinking they can try me. And I'm finally standing up for myself. And unfortunately, the situations on this show, they kind of connected them to racial things. And so that's already where she was having the issue with. So it didn't help her. It did come across as a little bit culture vulture, like how they were saying, like, you're in a Black space, you should, I don't know, you should do better. I don't know. But also she has a baby with Duke Riley, right? And then so Duke Riley also plays for the Miami Dolphins. So that's her connection to Miami as well. But girl, and he's a Black man, by the way. He's a black man. But she definitely gave Team too much. It was definitely like she's overcompensating. She had to be the loudest one, the rowdiest one, the most neck rolls, the most finger pointing, the most turned up. Girl, shut up and sit down, okay? I like you and they are provoking you, but ma'am, when somebody is provoking you, someone who has a child, you got to do better. You got to do better because the girl who, and we'll get there, but the girl who provokes her at Victory, girl, this girl isn't even on the show. Why are you turned up with somebody who's not even on the cast? You're giving her the airtime. We don't know who she is. They put her name at the bottom, but no one's seen her after that. No one's seen her before that. We don't care. You're on the show. Why are you doing this? So, also her storyline is because she got fired, she has to figure it out as a mom, and her and Sade are friends. They click tight. Who else? I think I got everyone out the way. So let's go ahead and talk about Sherelle. Y'all finna be mad. But let me say this. Sherelle is that girl. I'm sorry. I know that y'all don't want her to be that girl, but let me tell you why she's that girl. She is using this show, this platform, to push her businesses, to push her career, to say, I am taking care of my family. I am all about my business. I'm a little messy, right? All the girls are messy. I'm a little messy, but I am that girl. That can come off wrong to a lot of people, but do y'all not like the Black Excellence? She closed a deal with a developing company. They're going to do like some houses or condos or some townhouses or something. She's putting people in position. Everybody's like, well, why do these people work with her? MJ, she brought in MJ. MJ is Kodak Black's baby mama. She's a firecracker. Sherelle put her in position. Hello? Portia, her husband wanted Chad to put her next to Sherelle, to put her in position, because she is that girl, right? And she is that girl not because of all this monetary stuff, but she's that girl because she's a boss. She's making big time deals, seven-figure deals, 8-figure deals, let me say. Yeah, she is that girl. So what? She's with Chad. Chad has a really terrible reputation. We know that. That's Chad, but y'all calling her Evelyn. Sherelle showed us in season 1 on Selling Tampa. She's a black woman. Her family's black. I know y'all hate it, but like, this is a black woman on her shit. And I'm sorry, but the slander for Sherelle is crazy. Now, is she a mean girl? Yes. Is she doing too much in certain scenes? Yes. I hated that every scene, she wanted to make every scene about her. I hated that because every woman on this cast had a storyline. Every single one. So I hated that she tried to make every scene that she was in as if the cameras were only following her. And maybe they told her that, and that's why she was acting like that. But girl, this show is not just about you and everything you have going on. This show is not Selling Tampa. It is not based on you and your workers. This is WAGs, which was a previous show, which was out way before anybody knew about you. Ashley Nicole, way before anybody knew about you, right? And it is combined that cast with what you have going on in Florida. So it was a collaboration effort, and I think she missed the memo on the collaboration effort. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't like her, and they couldn't get with it because of she thought she was HBIC, and she is, but there is a more humble way to express that, and that's where she dropped the ball. All right, y'all. So let's take a step back, because now I want to talk about certain things that happened on the show. What I liked about the show is I called you on your phone. I called you